Everyone, what a weekend, kind of surreal. Unfortunately, I have to do this live again because my laptop is still without internet, which means I can't put it on, edit, upload, all that kind of thing conveniently. So we're on the phone, which is also the source of some of my notes. So I'm going to try not to prattle on, hopefully not bore you to tears, but that's easier said than done when you don't get to fix everything in post. So, as I said in the previous video, I was heading over with very little practice over to the European Championships, just in case that isn't clear. And I wasn't sure how I was feeling. Polana, I can play pretty comfortably at this stage, and as long as rumour mill isn't a thing, we're kind of okay. Unfortunately, I did run into one rumour mill, which ruined everything in round 4. Andy DLR though, if I ever say I'm going to play DLR again, please stop me. Please just immediately say, Mark, you know, we've been here before. You know what happens. You're always unhappy with it. It never goes well. You're not good at it. Just let that dream die. So Polana was great, Andy DLR was not. That kind of sums up that. I went out in the 130s thereabouts, officially with 12 points, unofficially with 14. I was up 6-2 in the final game when time was called, but my opponent could go through if he swept, so I gave him the 2-0. But anyway, my weekend, or my tournament performance at least, is a footnote for the whole weekend and the expo at large, and the championships of course. Instead, let's talk about how I reference him in any video, whether it's Jinteki.net or one of these vlogs, is my buddy Mike, who is now a European champion. Just incredible stuff. And yeah, God, I'm going to be prattling on a lot. I've already recorded this video once and ended up all over the place. Just that sort of pride. So anyway, he came in to this tournament with almost no expectations. His goals were, and I actually have a cheat sheet here, it is not finish last, so job done there. He wanted to apocalypse someone, he wanted to boom someone, and he would have liked to play a couple of players. Yeah, basically just don't get blown out was an immediate goal. And when he kind of went on into it, it was kind of a case of, you know, do well, do okay in day 1, maybe not make it to day 2, be able to go off, experience the expo, play some games, and day 3 then play some more games and watch the top 16. Basically what I'm saying is Mike ruined the expo for all of us. How inconsiderate. Instead, we had a lot of chats over the last couple of weeks about various decks, things like that. Thankfully, he kind of listened to us on the corp side of things and switched up, going back to a deck that he knows and enjoys and gets good results with. On the runner side, he switched on Wednesday or Thursday to Apocalypse Siphon Wizard, which we thought he was mad to do. Because he'd said, right, this DLR Andy is locked in, it's going to happen. And then almost immediately, like 5 minutes later, I was like, you know what, no, I'm changing. Switching to Apocalypse Wizard. And what a call. The perfect storm of how you win tournaments and just play amazingly was choosing the right decks. Job done there. Just play consistently, play really, really well, and stay calm, stay composed, and don't let nerves get you. And that was huge. Just watching it in action was incredible. It's weird. I mean, Barry and I would have mixed results against Mike, and in tournaments he has mixed results, makes cuts. But this is the first tournament he's won, which is surreal and hilarious. Just incredible stuff, really. If you're going to win a tournament, why not make it a European Championship or Worlds? In a sense, it's kind of a pity that he went to this. He could have just skipped it all, got to Worlds, maybe won that instead. But just incredible. A few funny moments from the weekend, and I'm going to be all over the place. I really wish I had an editor. But day 1, we were chatting at lunch, which I think was after round 1, or slightly later in the day. We were getting food anyway, that's the most important part. And he was frustrated because he had a timed win to his name, which he was kind of saying, it's basically as good as a loss, you know, it's only 2 points. If I want to make day 3, either way I have to sweep and get up to, it'll be like 20 points or 23 points or something like that. And he was saying, you know, it's not that good when you need to get to an even number. Well, we were saying, listen, it's 2 points on the board, it's good. If you pick up another time to win somewhere else, or, you know, you can easily make it up to 18. And as it turned out, it worked out really, really well because he was 17 going into the final round where he drew Dan Darginio, someone that he had a goal of playing but decided in the end an intentional draw would be okay. Tactical choice because he was concerned about going 0-2, but on his play, I think Dan is lucky that he decided to accept the ID. So took the intentional draw, which Dan I think was surprised at because it left him in a shaky position. He ended up qualifying at 16th, was bumped up to 15th moments later for reasons unknown, but more than accomplished what he hoped to do on day one. In the end, when he was getting kind of closer and closer, he was like, I wouldn't mind getting a deck box. Maybe I can ID like rounds 4 and 5, just squeak into the top 32, but people probably won't allow that or won't do that. So yeah, just amusing to see that kind of stuff. Other funny moments were, Apocalypse Wizard just produces moments in itself. And the best moment of the weekend has to be his game against Johnny Lockhart, who I played last year at UK Nationals, had gone into that with the top 16 aim and he managed to make that. Nice guy, but I wanted Mike to crush his dreams. And so it came to be. Johnny was playing the Moons deck and had everything set up, was flying ahead. It was 4-4, but Johnny looked in a comfortable position. There was only 2 or 3 minutes left on the clock. I think the win was in hand, but Johnny would also go through a higher seed. Basically just every factor working in his favour. And has Login Protocol on the board, and that was incredibly important because Mike had Apocalypse from like turn 1 in hand and was drawing frantically from Bloody Strike. He has 2 in the deck and neither of them decided to show up. But instead, what we saw was just incredible. He deja vu'd back a Siphon. He drew into a Dirty Laundry, and his turn was Dirty Laundry Archives, which doesn't raise suspicion, it's just getting money, because then you're siphoning, and Johnny thinks, okay, he's just trying to keep me poor, but unless he has 2 or 3 more, this game is over. And then my Keyhold, which again, you're kind of going, alright, fair enough, that's to be expected. Maybe it's hoping to hit an agenda, and we'll run Archives, maybe Mad Dash Archives, maybe something like that, but Johnny seemed comfortable. And then click 4, a thing of beauty was just pay 3, Apocalypse. And every Scottish person there, every UK person there, I think, their worlds just fell apart. As Johnny his reaction was priceless. It's why you play Apocalypse. And I'm sorry for taking so much delight in it, but it is actually wonderful to see. Usually you just see it on Octagon, you have that beautiful sound effect, or you see it on Jinteki, and you have the text box saying, oh my god. But seeing it in person is just incredible. His hand went to his head, the Scottish people were nearly on the floor, and then he had to pick up basically like 5 pieces of ice. Only one was res, and it wasn't an architect. And then like 6 assets as well, everything going into the bin. Oh, it's just wonderful. And then Johnny's turn was basically take 2 minutes to consider what was happening. I think all of us around were getting a bit antsy because time was up. And unless Mike could do something, Johnny would get 1 more turn. Don't know what he could have done in that time, but yeah, it was kind of scary stuff. But Mike then ran HQ, stole an agenda, which Johnny was not happy about, and then Mad Dash Archives for the 7-point win. It's just amazing stuff to see. Yeah, and then, of course, he played a few more games. Sync was doing work, getting booms off left, right, and centre. Just incredible. It's funny that he was going up to Ben Nee and he's kind of nervous and saying, oh hey, I'm Mike, big fan of yours, basically playing your Sync deck. And Ben afterwards, Mike got him to sign the Sync ID, which was amazing, and Ben was like, no, I should be getting you to sign it. Or when other people would come up to him, he was saying, no, there's a new champion, you need to get Mike to sign your Sync. So just wonderful moments. Funnily enough as well, Mike's only games on stream were the grand final. So it's basically a case of, we know very little about this guy. He ID'd with Dan, he's into the finals and he went undefeated, but we basically know nothing about him or what his deck is capable of or anything like that. It's kind of weird. I haven't watched the stream, and yeah, I've heard it mars a lot of things. Yeah, let's not dwell on that, it's just awful. And now I'm prattling. But basically, just an incredible weekend. Congratulations to Mike, what a playing partner to have. And now we go back into playing our Terminal Directive campaign, which is going to be really weird, playing against the European champion. Hopefully he doesn't use that playmat, because that will be intimidating. Thank you very much for watching. Before I end, actually, I should say that Mike has attributed his success to watching all my games on shiteki.net and learning from my mistakes, which you can too by hitting that subscribe button. Oh no, wait, we have more to talk about. We did joke as well about the card that you would design if you were to win, and I've kind of thought about it for no real reason. I am nowhere near winning Euros or Worlds. But I told Mike kind of the general idea. Barry helped touch up something as well, and then we were like, day 2, Mike, if you win this, you gotta make this card. And he made a verbal agreement. I'm pretty sure that's legally binding, so we know what card is coming. In seriousness, I can't wait to see what he designs. It should be really, really interesting. I'm just curious to hear about the design process in the aftermath and all that as well. What else? Yeah, I don't think there's much more I can say. There probably is so much more I wanted to say, but without an editor I won't stand here in silence for 5 minutes as I'm going but I will. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the support, and congratulations again to Mike. What a champion. And stay tuned for more videos whenever I get the internet back. Hey!